Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 21st of July. Monsoon session of Indian Parliament gets to a stormy start. Erstwhile Prince of Balochistan rejects Pakistan's invite to join peace process. An Indian Supreme Court upholds death penalty of 1993 Mumbai blast accused. And now for all the details, the monsoon session of the Indian Parliament got to a rocky start on Tuesday. While the ruling BJP is eyeing to pass key pending legislations, the opposition has stepped up its attack, targeting the government over allegations on some key figures in the cabinet.
The Lok Sabha or lower house of the Indian Parliament was adjourned for the day after paying respects to a deceased member on Tuesday. However, in the upper house or Rajya Sabha, the opposition created a storm in the house after it raised the issue of Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj, who is facing allegation of helping former IPL chief Lalit Modi to obtain travel documents in the UK. The House was adjourned many times as the relentless opposition continued with its demand seeking a clarification from Swaraj for the same. The government accused the opposition of creating a ruckus even after it agreed to discuss the issue.
We offered that we are ready for a discussion, and we are ready right now for a discussion. We offered that Srimati Sushma Swaraj can reply to the discussion. Other central ministers, if necessary, will also reply to the discussion. And in case they want her to make a statement, we can even start with her making a statement, and the discussion could be structured around her statement. We left the option to the opposition, which has not been accepted by them.
Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed hopes of having a productive session.
काफी अच्छे निर्णय होंगे, अधिक निर्णय होंगे और संसद देश की आशा अपेक्षाओं के अनुकूल बहुत ही उत्तम प्रकार की चर्चा करने के लिए एक माध्यम के रूप में अपना काम करेगी.
The government is hoping to pass some 35 legislations in the current session, including the Land Acquisition Bill and Goods and Services Tax Bill. This is, however, going to be a tough challenge as the government lacks majority in the upper house.
The Khan of Kalat, the patriarch of the erstwhile royal family of Balochistan, has turned down a government request to return to the province. The local government had been trying to bring him back in an effort to end the decades-long separatist insurgency in the region.
Mir Ahmad Suleiman Daud, the titular prince of Balochistan, told a delegation of Baloch chieftains and government representatives that he won't be returning to Pakistan. Balochistan Chief Minister Abdul Malik Baloch had recently also met Daud in London, where he has been living in a self-imposed exile. The delegation, which met Daud, informed him that the security and economical conditions in Balochistan have gone from bad to worse since he left the country in 2007. Daud also reportedly asked the delegation to ensure an end to the kill and dump of Baloch youth and intellectuals and ensure the return of the missing persons from the province and those held in illegal detention. Terming Balochistan as his country, the Khan of Kalat in a statement later said, "I was sent to London by the Grand Balochi Jirga to seek justice for the Baloch nation and to internationalize the Baloch cause, which I have been doing with quite a success. Balochistan is my country and I can return whenever I want." Daud had summoned a Grand Jirga or meeting of tribal elders in 2007, the first of its kind in over 130 years, where the chieftains demanded outright secession from Islamabad following the assassination of nationalist leader Akbar Bugti. The Baloch claimed that their homeland was illegally annexed by Pakistan in 1948.
Afghanistan Vice President General Abdul Rashid Dostum has reportedly set a deadline for Taliban militants to surrender. This comes as the Afghan government and Taliban forces mull to further the peace process in the country.
The first Vice President, General Abdul Rashid Dostum, has reportedly set a week's deadline for the Taliban militants to surrender in northern parts of Afghanistan and join the peace process. Authorities on Monday said Dostum's steps were taken in coordination with the presidential palace and is aimed at improving the security situation of the country. He also said he is personally ready to go to the front line to fight the Taliban forces if the insurgency activities persist. This comes after President Ashraf Ghani last week confirmed that the second round of peace talks with the Taliban will be held in the coming days. In what was seen as a major breakthrough, the first formal dialogue between the two sides was held in Islamabad earlier this month, which was facilitated by the Pakistan government. President Ghani has been making efforts to negotiate with the Taliban to end years of deadlock in the country ever since he assumed office in September last year. The peace process also comes while the Taliban militants continue to unleash violence in the country, attacking government buildings and citizens as part of its spring-summer offensive launched in April.
India's Supreme Court on Tuesday upheld the death penalty of Yaqub Memon, a convict in the 1993 Mumbai serial blast case. The apex court dismissed Memon's curative petition, saying there is no merit in it. His appeals were earlier rejected by the Bombay High Court and the President. The Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Act, or TADA court in Mumbai, has already issued death warrant against Memon, who is among the 12 to be sentenced in the case. In March 1993, a series of 13 bomb explosions rocked India's commercial hub, Mumbai, then known as Bombay, killing at least 350 people and injuring over 1,000 others. Memon is lodged in a Nagpur jail ever since his conviction in 2006. The New Development Bank, or NDB, an initiative by the BRICS nations, formally started operations at its headquarters in Shanghai on Tuesday. The bank is aimed at stepping up infrastructure funding in the emerging economies.
The BRICS Bank opened for business in China's commercial hub, Shanghai, in the presence of officials from its member countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The new bank that will fund infrastructure and development projects in BRICS nations is now expected to be pitted as a direct competitor to the likes of the World Bank and IMF. Chinese Finance Minister Lao Jiwei, Shanghai Mayor Yang Xiong and the bank's president KV Kamath were present at the opening ceremony. Kamath, who is also the non-executive chairperson of India's leading private bank, the ICICI and software major Infosys, was appointed the first head of the bank in May.
We will cooperate and collaborate with all developmental players. So our objective is not to challenge any of the existing system as it is, but to improve and complement the system in our own way.
The member nations had officially launched its new development bank during the 7th BRICS summit in Russian city of Ufa earlier this month. Founded in 2014, the bank, which is targeting its first loan approval by April next year, is focusing mainly on developing economies. The NDB, which has an initial capital of $50 billion, which will be expanded to $100 billion within the next couple of years. Kamath added that the NDB had decided to set up a hotline with the China-led Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank, or AIIB, to discuss issues.
We have decided to set up a hotline between ourselves so that we can talk to each other, so that we make sure that we have a common mind and a common approach. Because we believe that new institutions coming together with a completely different approach will truly lead to the development of not only the BRICS countries, but in the longer run, the entire development world.
China has pledged a contribution of $41 billion to the NDB, giving it the largest share of voting rights at 39.5%. Brazil, India and Russia will give an $18 billion each, while South Africa will contribute $5 billion. The BRICS nations account for 40% of its population. It also makes up 21% of the global GDP and has a combined foreign reserve of an estimated $4.4 trillion.
Incessant rains have caused a flood-like situation in most parts of India. Though the annual monsoon season is important for agriculture, it has, however, hit normal lives of people. A report.
India is reeling under flash floods as incessant monsoon rains continue to lash several regions. In central India, the situation was grim as buildings and temple structures remained submerged in water. While locals are having a hard time to cope with the situation, rescue teams continue to evacuate those caught in floodwaters. More than 5,000 people have been displaced in past 2 days ever since heavy downpour caught the central province of Madhya Pradesh the worst hit.
बस्तियों से काफ़ी हजारों लोगों को निकाला गया है, लेकिन कैंपों में करीबन 500 से 800 लोग विभिन्न जगह धर्मशालाओं स्कूलों के अंदर अभी पुनर्वासित किए जा चुके हैं, जिनको लगातार भोजन के पैकेट्स, उनके लिए आवश्यक सामग्री, गद्दे, रजाई वगैरह प्रदान किए जा रहे हैं.
In northern holy city of Varanasi, floodwaters inundated residential buildings, leaving people stranded. Residents staying on the bank of river Ganges have started relocating to safer areas. Authorities have put a ban on boating in the swelled river as water continues to flow above the danger mark.
कि स्तर नॉर्मलाइज ना हो जाए, नाव का जो संचालन होता है उस पर रोक लगा दी जा रही है. साथ ही साथ इलेक्ट्रिक इंजीनियर्स जो हमारे हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी विभाग के, उनको हम लोगों ने निर्देशित कर दिया है कि अगर इस तरह का कहीं पे भी इंसिडेंट हो कि शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया या करंट पास हो रहा है पानी में से, तो वो लोग भी अपना एक बार इंस्पेक्शन डिटेल्ड रूप में कर लें.
Normal lives were thrown out of gear in Western India too. Transportation came to a standstill due to major waterlogging in Thane. Residents were having tough time in venturing out. Routine life remains hit in neighbouring Pakistan too. In low-lying areas of southern Punjab province, residents are trying to shift to safer locations due to the overflowing Indus River. Northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa also remained hit, with regions including capital Peshawar and Chitral facing heavy rains. Torrential rains and flash floods have hit various villages and cities across the country, forcing the authorities to declare an emergency and issue alerts.
India's southern Andhra Pradesh is all set to have its ultra-modern capital city of Amravati. A Singapore firm has submitted the master plan for the new township.
According to the Seed Capital Area Master Plan, the new city of Amravati will be built in an area spanning 2,702 square miles. The final blueprint of the city was handed over to Provincial Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu by Singapore's Junior Industries Minister S. Iswaran on Monday. The combined plan will cover the city's development till the year 2050.
We saw it in 3 phases. The first was the Capital City Region Plan. The second was the Capital City Plan. And the third, and the final installment that we're handing over today, is the Seed Plan for a smaller area of about 16 square kilometers, where the government offices and some of the initial developments will take place.
The provincial government is planning to develop it as a smart city, while neighbouring areas like Rajamundry will be developed as a tourist destination.
రాజధాని అమరావతిలోనే ఉంటూ అమరావతి సూపర్వైజ్ చేస్తూ రాజమండ్రికి వస్తూ రాజమండ్రిని ఒక టూరిజం హబ్గా తయారు చేస్తాం, ఒక బెస్ట్ సిటీగా తయారు చేస్తాం. ఇట్ విల్ బి వన్ ఆఫ్ ది బెస్ట్ క్లస్టర్గా తయారవుతుంది. ఇది ఒక స్మార్ట్ సిటీగా తయారవుతుంది.
Andhra Pradesh was forced to build a new capital following the creation of Telangana after the bifurcation of the province last year. Its original capital, Hyderabad, is the joint capital of both the provinces currently. It will, however, become the official capital of Telangana after 2024. The 3-phase construction of Amravati is expected to begin in October this year.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Monsoon session of Indian Parliament gets to a stormy start. Erstwhile Prince of Balochistan rejects Pakistan's invite to join peace process. An Indian Supreme Court upholds death penalty of 1993 Mumbai blast accused. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.